Is it already that time of day again? Welcome back, guys and gals. JJ here at schooltrade.com. Hope you're having a great day out there. Once again, another psychology lesson for you guys and gals. Today's trading psychology question of the day, and of course, I always appreciate you all posting those great questions. He says, I've noticed that the best traders I've met all have this gut feeling, which tells them when and where to enter the market. And he asks, are people born with this gut feeling, or is this something that I can develop on my own? He says, I would love to know your opinion on the topic and any recommendations you may have to achieve it. Great question. And I completely agree. I've met a couple traders in my career who seem to have this sixth sense, right, when it comes to trading, as you called it here, a gut feeling or a gut instinct that seems to make it easy for them to find profitable trading opportunities. But how do they achieve that gut instinct? Well, in today's psychology lesson, I'm going to give you guys a strategy to build that gut instinct using 5 tricks, right? 5 parts of this strategy that'll make it easier for you to develop that gut feeling, so you can start gaining confidence and make it easier to find those big winning trades every day. But before I go into the lesson today, I got to remind you, this psychology video today is the most recent in a series of videos that we publish every week, and they build on topics, right, we discussed previously. So this is the first time you're watching, you might want to go back to the beginning of this series and watch from the beginning. I'll put the link up top here in the video, and I'll also drop it in the description. I also want to remind you to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because I'm always posting content throughout the week. Click that little bell icon in YouTube to make sure you get notified every time I post a new video. And if you really want to stay in tune with what's going on here at School of Trade, head over to schooltrade.com and join the mailing list, right? Then you'll never miss another update. All right, got the housekeeping issues out of the way. Let's get into today's lesson. The question was, is there really such a thing as a gut feeling trade? Are these traders out there whose trading is all intuition based alone? Can they just kind of sense it? You know what I mean, right? It's that guy or gal who sits down at a chart, doesn't really say anything, isn't really doing anything, and all of a sudden says, we're going to crash. You should sell, right? And makes a boatload of money as the market collapses. Does this really exist? Is there such thing as a gut instinct? Can you really listen to your instincts and find profitable trading opportunities? In my opinion, the answer is yes and no. Yes, there are definitely traders who can trade almost exclusively by gut feeling alone, but no, those traders were not born like that, right? They have to develop that intuition for the markets over a long period of time. This is why I'm a firm believer that traders are not born. Traders are developed with a combination of strategy, skills, mindset, psychology, right, which we talk about quite a bit in these videos. So if you can develop this intuition and gut feeling on your own, what's the best way to do it? Well, I think there are 5 ways. 1, use a battle-tested trading strategy. 2, mechanical rules. 3, have someone to hold you accountable or accountability. 4, and I think this is the most important one, is what psychologists call a quiet mind. So you want to stick around for that one. And number 5 would be some time, right? Time invested. And I'm going to give you some shortcuts on that when we get there. So make sure you stay tuned till the end. So the first one is a battle-tested trading strategy. The first thing you need to develop your gut instincts for trading is a battle-tested strategy. My definition of a battle-tested strategy simply means that you have a strategy that's produced over 100 trades using mechanical black and white rules and has given you some sort of positive result. Now, as I've said in many of my previous psychology videos, way too many traders, and I'm guilty too, I started my career wrong too, they start risking real money before they've properly vetted their trading ideas. And the result of this is a lack of confidence. That leaves us with problems such as analysis paralysis, forcing trades, chasing trades, holding on to losses, cutting winners too early. I know, right? It hurts to even describe that, right? But those are the symptoms of it. So the reason why a battle-tested strategy is so important is because you need some map to follow each day so you can start building those good habits. In other words, you need a written plan with exactly what market, what time frame, what setup, entry triggers, exit triggers, trade management, risk management, position sizing, right? These are all the things that go into a professional grade trading strategy, such as what I provide to all of my clients here at School of Trade. The only way to develop the instincts of a successful trader, right, is to develop the habits of a successful trader. And habits come from doing the same thing the same way each day for a long period of time. So if you want to develop the gut instinct in your trading, start making your trading mechanical with a battle-tested trading strategy. Number two, next, inside that trading strategy, you're going to need to use mechanical rules, at least at first. Even the best traders in the world who appear to be trading off instinct, they all started with rules to follow. The markets are just so complex to do so without when you're learning, right? Soon you'll be able to get away from those rules. Once you know the rules, you can then break them whenever you want as a seasoned professional. But moving forward, though, the reason why this is so important is because developing that gut instinct requires an advanced form of pattern recognition. Remember this. We're going to keep talking about this. Advanced form of pattern recognition. And having some order to follow is going to help you with developing those pattern recognition tools, that gut instinct. So for example, every day in my trade room, I use a simple checklist that I follow every day with all of our clients. Each rule, each mechanical rule is laid out in a sequence that I can cover all the bases in a short period of time. Most importantly, though, in the order in which I need to use them. So for example, my rules will start with, at the top of my rules list, the first rule is, what's the trend? Are we going in the direction of the trend? And then at the bottom of my rules list, it has my specific entry trigger, right? So enter one tick above or below the signal candle, right? See what happens there? It'd be foolish, right, to worry about the signal candle before I worry about, right, what the trend direction is. I'm putting the last first and the first last. Does that make sense? The rules are listed in the order in which I'm going to use them. Remember, developing the gut instinct requires you to develop habits, right? If you want to be a successful trader, you've got to build the habits of successful traders. So if I have mechanical sets of rules to follow and I'm learning to quickly go through those rules faster each day, at first it's challenging, but you go through it quickly each day, you'll get better at it. I'm programming my mind now to start developing those mental shortcuts. Just like tying my shoes or brushing my teeth. At first, it took me a little bit of time, right? You got to hoop it and swoop it, right? You learn when you're a kid. But soon enough, right, your brain can tie your shoes or brush your teeth or follow your trading rules, right, as if you were still asleep. If we want to develop that gut instinct for trading, we need the brain to start building those mental shortcuts. And to do that, we need repetition. And to do that, we need mechanical rules, right? And again, order them to when you're going to need them. Number three, the next thing is accountability. That is, you need to hold yourself accountable to those rules or find someone else to help you do that job with you. I know what you're thinking right now. That's easy, Joe, right? I'll just make sure I follow the rules. Oh, I wish it was that simple. Don't we all? And anyone, of course, who's experienced out there is kind of laughing along with me. Don't be so naive. If you're a new trader, what makes trading so challenging is that we can do everything wrong and still make a profit. At the same time, I can do everything right and lose money. I did really well in math when I was in school. Because in math, 2 plus 2 is always 4. It doesn't equal 5.5 sometimes. 2 plus 2 is always 4. In day trading, 2 plus 2 is only 4 in a reliable amount of time, right? 63% of the time, right? So it's that probabilities, right? Imagine how much more difficult math would be if the teacher said 2 plus 2 is what? And you said, well, it's 4. If we add up 2 plus 2 100 times, 65% of the time, it becomes 4. I'm overcomplicating this explanation, but what makes trading so difficult is you can do everything wrong and make money. You can do everything right and make money. Now, why is that important? Because when you know that you can get lucky and make money, a little voice in your head starts telling you that it's okay to take trades that are outside your plan, right? By doing things that wrong and making money, you leave yourself open now to that little voice in your head that says, it's okay. You did it wrong last time you made money. You can do it again and you'll probably make money again. But the reality is, right, that little voice is misleading you. So trust me, whether you know this yet or not, following your rules will likely be one of the biggest challenges early in your trading career. Now, I find that an accountability partner is key for this. Social pressure is really powerful. We can lie to ourselves, but we have trouble lying to someone who we respect. So find someone who you can share your trading results with and ask them to hold you accountable to your rules. Remember, the goal of accountability is not the profit or the loss, it's the following the rules of the trade. So you are going to take losses with perfectly good trade setups. Okay, so you're not sending an accountability partner your results that day. You're sending those trades so they can hold you accountable. Did those trades actually follow your rules? You know, the funny thing happens when you worry about not letting someone else down, you follow your rules and you wind up making money. And when you follow your rules and you wind up making money, then all of a sudden, right, it becomes really easy to start following those rules consistently because of the positive reinforcement that you're seeing. Number 4, next up is what psychologists would call a quiet mind, which is a mind that's free of external distractions. Just a heads up on this, this quiet mind is possibly the most important part of developing a gut instinct in your trading. I would say a quiet mind is possibly one of the most important skills you can develop in an overall trading career. Think about it. We are bombarded by distractions almost every second of the day to the point where we feel out of place when we sit in silence. You know, most people think that quiet time or lack of stimulation or lack of distractions is the same as boredom, as if it's a bad thing, and we need to fill that gap somehow. This is why people are constantly checking their phones, updating Facebook, watching Twitter, jumping over to YouTube videos, whatever, right? It's not surprising that in our current Twitter crazed, right, instant gratification society that a lot of human beings can't stand to sit in silence or be alone whatsoever. And that doesn't come naturally, guys, right? Human beings aren't born like that. This is a byproduct of the world that we live in today. This need for distractions, always being entertained by something, is likely one of the biggest reasons why most human beings struggle to be traders. Bottom line, they just can't stand to sit quiet, right? It's boring. To avoid boredom, traders often make up trades. They manufacture trades. They overtrade. They take big risks outside of their trading plan to spice things up a little bit. Heck, I have friends that bet tens of thousands of dollars on sports games every weekend just to make it interesting, right? It seems crazy to me. Our world is conditioning us to crave that next dopamine hit, that next distraction, that next dose of whatever gets us excited, and that is killing your ability to develop the gut instinct. You know, it's funny how most traders assume that their emotions are their biggest problem. And we've squashed that here on this channel, haven't we? When in all reality, it's the over trading to escape the boredom. That's really what most traders need to work on and avoid. So if you want to develop that gut instinct that we've talked about, you need to start getting used to the idea of sitting in silence, getting free of distractions, and really being content with who you are, where you are in the moment at that time, no matter how boring it may seem. It's really important to understand that trading requires a skill of pattern recognition, a highly complex version of pattern recognition. And when you invest considerable time in learning these patterns in a mechanical way, you develop a sense of intuition. You develop that gut instinct. You know, traders develop that sense of intuition through extensive practice with pattern recognition. And that familiarity with the patterns is what develops that gut feeling, that gut instinct. Now, when we get distracted or we struggle with our quiet mind, we're unable to allow our mind to recognize those patterns. We don't even process those patterns. When we're distracted or we're struggling with the lack of stimulation, we can't even begin, right, to really see those patterns on the chart. To develop the quiet mind, I would first start by turning off your cell phone. And if you can't turn it off, I have the luxury of being able to turn mine off all day long. But if you can't turn it off, at least turn off the notifications. That way you can control when you get that next dopamine hit, right? And start weaning yourself off of that cell phone. Next, close out all the chat rooms, right? They're filled with rookies and they're going to have bad habits that will bleed on over into you. Turn off your distracting music. Now, I love music. I have music playing at all times in my office. And I listen to a form of music, which I learned from my acupuncturist many years ago, which is called binaural beats. These binaural beats, which kind of sound kind of cool, these are proven not to distract you because of the frequency that they use. I know it sounds a little bit tin hat, right? But it works, right? It works. Just like classical music, right, is supposed to not distract you. I personally can't listen to classical music all day long, but I can listen to binaural beats all day long, and I really enjoy it. I'll leave a link to a good website for binaural beats in the description. Check it out. I listen to a Pandora station that plays binaural beats all day long, and it's amazing how effective it is at kind of providing some background noise, and it kind of gets your brain into the focus mode. Like when you were a kid and you had to study for a test, right? You kind of find a way to kind of close out everything else and focus on it. That music in the background, right, really does a good job. Next, I would highly encourage you to start meditating. I've said this many times before. This is not the first time I've talked about meditating on this channel. But I know what you're thinking. Nobody has time these days to take 20 minutes and just sit there and think about nothing. But if you're serious about your trading, this is a must do, right? It's a must learn. It's a must start today. No excuses. Okay, it's okay. It's still manly to meditate. It is, right? In today's world, it's cool to meditate, right? So no one's laughing at you for doing it, right? I promise I won't tell anybody. So here's what I would do. Go to headspace.com and set up a free account. I'll put the link here in the text. I'll put it in the description as well. And learn how to use guided meditation. They make it so easy at Headspace. And again, I have no affiliation for Headspace. They don't know me. They don't know I'm referring people over to them. But for me, when I went to Headspace, they had a little introduction on what to expect. They'll give you some tips and some tricks. And then they have some 10-minute meditation kind of sessions. Start with 10 minutes. Then go to 15 minutes. Then go to 20 minutes. For me, I find that 20-minute meditation, I've got some friends that meditate for an hour every day. I don't have that much free time, right? But for me, 20 minutes at the beginning of my day or at the end of my day, man, it's almost on the same effectiveness as a power nap, right? Which I've talked about many times before. And basically, by using guided meditation, you're going to start training that brain of yours to start adapting to a world that's filled with distractions. Right? Or as at Headspace, they say, right, all these cars going by. And we need to learn not to see the cars and just to see the world around us. So bottom line, if you want to develop a gut instinct, then you need to get really good at pattern recognition. And to do that, you need complete focus. And to get that focus, you need to give your brain a fighting chance by removing distractions and training it like a muscle, right, to keep you focused throughout the day. Number 5, last but certainly not least, is time. Now, traders who have a gut instinct, they've been trading for a long time, using the same strategy with the same rules, with someone to hold them accountable. And they've mastered the skill of staying focused through meditation, probably some healthy eating, right, good lifestyle choices, and lots of practice. If you want an easy shortcut, right, for the amount of time you need to invest, that's pretty simple. Hire a trading coach. It's a no-brainer. A professional trading coach, just like myself, will make this process a whole lot easier. You would hire a coach for nutrition. You'd hire a coach to learn a new language. You'd hire a coach to do anything, really, right? Anything you want to accomplish and you don't want to have to learn on your own, why not shorten the learning curve and hire a coach that can shorten that curve, right? Help you avoid all those pitfalls and really, right, make it easy. A trading coach, like myself, provides the strategy, the rules, holds you accountable, leads by example. That's the big thing, right? Allows you to model after that trading coach, to stay disciplined and focused during the day, make those good lifestyle choices, right? And that will speed up the process of time dramatically. So give yourself time. Pattern recognition, right? And developing that gut instinct will take some time. But with the proper tools, the right coach, and a little bit of patience to allow yourself to learn, you can certainly develop into one of those traders, right, you see in the headlines, right? It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be born with it, right? But I've seen it developed many, many times in my teaching career, and there's no reason why you can't do it as well. All right, guys, we've covered a lot in this video. Boy, one of my longest psychology lessons so far. Today we talked about 5 ways to get that gut instinct, right? That gut feeling, a battle-tested strategy, mechanical rules, accountability, the quiet mind, so important, right? And time. You need a battle-tested trading strategy, so you have a map to follow to start building habits. You need mechanical rules to kickstart the process of pattern recognition. You need someone to hold you accountable because you will lie to yourself along the way. You need a quiet mind, which has become a rarity in this world of on-demand entertainment and never-ending distractions. Getting notified every time my buddy eats a cheeseburger and posts it on Instagram is wasting my time that should be better invested in a more productive way. And after removing those distractions, then my best advice would be to begin using guided meditation to start training your mind to deal with that empty space, right? That lack of stimulation. So when you're sitting at your desk, you're not tempted to force trades. You're not tempted just to make up trades, right? Or go back to a chat room or jump on Facebook once again. And lastly, give it some time. Yes, I can teach you how to read a chart and follow my rules. I can hold you accountable, right? And you'll likely be making money in a few weeks with us in the trade room. But developing a gut instinct for day trading takes a little bit longer. It just takes consistency, time invested, but it certainly can be done. All right, guys, wrapping things up, I hope you found a ton of value in today's psychology lesson. Do me a favor, drop me a comment below the video with any additional topics you want to see me cover in my next psychology lesson. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you found value today. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And please don't forget to share this video with a friend. And don't forget, you can find me every morning, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, working hard in my trade room with all of our members here at schooloftrade.com. I've got a great free trial on our homepage of the website. I publish my newsletter every evening on our blog, and I'm excited to see you guys again soon on my next psychology lesson. As always, my name is Joseph. Be well out there. Be nice to each other, will ya? And come back and see me again next time, all righty? We'll see you guys next time. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.